Hey, this is Chris with PrimalPal, and today I'm going to talk to you about the most important tool that every aspiring paleo chef should have in their kitchen, and that is the 8-inch chef's knife. So recently we decided to go ahead and invest in a new chef's knife. We were using one that we've had since college, and it was actually starting to get pretty dull and hard to use. In fact, I've noticed myself getting some pretty bad knife handling tactics, and there were a few times where I thought I might potentially lose a finger, but because the knife was so dull, I didn't have to worry about that. But moving forward, I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful with handling the knife. So, the knife that we decided on was the Wusthof Classic 8-inch chef's knife. And what we were told and what we've researched is that this chef's knife, if taken care of properly, and maintained over time, will actually last you for the rest of your life. It's a very high quality knife. It is an investment, but if it's going to last you the rest of your life, then I think that's a good investment. It's also going to make your life a lot easier in the kitchen. I already noticed that I can get through preparation for certain dishes a lot quicker and easier with a nice sharp quality knife. And not to mention, it just feels really cool in your hand versus some of the cheaper knives which don't have that nice weight to it. So a few areas of the knife that I think it's good to understand and know how your knife is put together. Of course, we have the blade, and the blade has a full tang, so that means it goes all the way through the handle, which is great for having good balance and evenly distributed weight throughout the knife as you're using it. The parts of the blade, this is called the spine. And then you have the edge, of course, where you cut things. And then we have the bolster. And this is important when you're holding the knife, and I'll show you how you hold the knife properly here in just a second. But overall, you're looking for that full tang. You've got the nice 3 rivets in the handle. It feels good in your hand. That's one of the most important parts, I was told, is how does it feel in your hand? And this one feels great. So we went with the Wusthof Classic knife. When you're holding this knife, what you want to do is right around the bolster is you have your pointer finger and your thumb on the other side, and that's the proper way to hold your knife. What the bolster is going to do is going to protect your fingers, and it's also going to put that center of gravity in the right spot on your hand, so when you're using and chopping and slicing and doing all that fun stuff, it's going to feel really nice in your hand. It's going to be easy to handle and control over the course of using it. The other thing I want to talk about, this was another education piece that I got, was how to use the honing steel, also called the chef's steel. I like the term honing steel because it really tells you what it's meant to be for the knife, which is, this is not a sharpening tool, which was new to me. I thought this actually sharpened your knife, but it does not. It actually helps you just maintain your blade and keep a straight blade over just normal wear and tear and normal use with the knife. When you sharpen a knife, what you actually do is you grind down the knife and you take off pieces of the old edge and you actually form a new edge on the knife. So there's a big difference between honing and actually sharpening a knife. With honing, you should actually do it every 2 or 3 times you use the knife, and with sharpening, you should only have to do it once, maybe twice a year, and that's if you have a good, well put together knife such as this Wusthof Classic. So the proper way to use the honing steel, again, I didn't know there was a proper way to do this, but you want to lay the blade flat against the honing steel, and then you basically want to take it down a couple times on each side, and you always want to be moving away from yourself when you do that. So every 2 or 3 times, use the honing steel. It'll keep your blade nice and straight, and you'll have lots of use that you can get in with the knife before you have to go get it sharpened. If you are going to get your knife sharpened, take it to the local cutlery dealer or the local kitchen store. They usually have all the equipment needed to sharpen the knife, and if you're only doing it once or twice a year, there's no reason for you to go pick up that equipment yourself. All in all, very happy with the knife. It's already making my life a lot easier. I suggest that if you're going to be serious about starting to do some more cooking in the kitchen, go ahead and invest in a nice quality 8-inch chef's knife. It's the workhorse of the kitchen. It'll pretty much do anything you want it to do. And have fun in the kitchen, and we'll talk to you again really soon.